Alright, what is up, my step bros and step hoes? Welcome back. Welcome, ladies, gentle shirts. That's all I got. Today we are going to discuss the Mac 1014. If I talk weird during this video, it's because my ear is still ringing pretty heavily. Let's talk about the Mac 1014. What is the Mac 1014? It is a Turkish, yes I know. Oh my god, it's Turkish. Yeah, well guess what? China makes some of the best AKs, so I don't want to hear it. It is a Turkish Benelli M4 clone, and I think it pulls it off quite nicely. Other than this stock. This stock's just a little bit ugly. I like it though, it's quite comfortable. It's got the rubberized grip and the rubber butt pad. It's very comfy. And it's very pleasant to shoot. My last shotgun I owned made me feel like I had got punched in the shoulder 33 times. This, however, is very pleasant. So, let's talk about the setup real quick. Let's get that out of the way. So, probably the most disappointing thing here. Cheap Amazon Chinesium Velcro side saddle. I don't think it matters who you get it from. They seem to all be the same. Again, buy better if you have the money for it, but I was buying a Mac 1014. I was buying a Turkish shotgun. I didn't think I would need anything too fancy, and to be honest, these have held up pretty well. You'll see in one of the clips, I did learn a valuable lesson though. I should keep the rim of the casing towards the top, because if you don't, they will start to slide out while firing. So, in fact, I had some flyers. While shooting, I had some, like, live ammunition fly across the range. So, put them up here. Keep the rim upwards. That's what I have learned. The only reason I kept it downwards was because it's a lot faster to reload like that. Now onto the handguard. You may have noticed this is very different. This is actually the Midwest Industries Benelli M4 handguard. It is actually very, very nice. I would 100% recommend this. It's a great addition. It gives you much more space to hold your shotgun. It's got kind of a chunky triangular handguard feel. Personally, I really like triangular handguards, so it works out. See, very triangular as I point the gun barrel at you. Up front, we also have the tube extension. I forget who this is made by. I will put it on the screen. I think it's actually made by Mac themselves. If it's made by Mac themselves, I won't put it on the screen. So, a little bit loose. That's a problem. I should have used some Loctite. That's my fault. It's not the gun's fault or the extension. So I fucked up there. We also have this fish scale hook grip, which I really like. It lets you really pull back and get a nice push pull on the shotgun as you're supposed to control the recoil. Also over here we have a Midwest Industries charging handle, because quite frankly the charging handle that comes with this is very, very bad. I don't know what it is about the geometry of it, but for whatever reason, you pull back on that. When you're pulling it back, you will quite frequently pinch and clip your finger on the track for the charging handle to go through when racking it back. It's not pleasant. Also, this is just faster, easier to do. You can do it like an AK too. It's a very nice charging handle, and for only $15, I would 1000% recommend it. Another thing for very cheap that I would recommend is this right here. This is, I don't know what brand this is. It's just some cheap Chinesium match saber. And this is really nice because when your gun runs dry, as you know, one big thing about shotgunning in combat is you're going to have to do a lot of topping the gun off. And this really helps because you got a low capacity with it. So when that bolt locks back, you just bring your hand here, pull it, click it, boom, they're gone. So that is actually really nice. I would recommend it. It adds almost virtually no weight to your gun. In fact, I think if you put it on a scale, you'd probably maybe get like a 0.01 ounce difference in the weight. There's really no reason not to run it. In fact, I don't have it even cache on gear. The only problem I have with it is putting it in my rifle case. With my rifle, it gets really hung up on this, but in terms of gear, it's not really a problem. On top, we have something cheap because again, it was a MacFit 1014. I didn't expect to do too much with this. It is a Zolasy Oak C red dot sight. Pretty nice actually. For only $100, it perfectly withstood the 12 gauge's recoil, which by the way, 12 gauge semi-auto. I don't feel like I need to tell you this because it's a Benelli M4 clone, but here's that piece of information. Survives it perfectly well. It also held its zero. The only problem I had, and this is an actual problem with the gun, so I guess we'll start the review now. The biggest problem I've had this so far is the optics rail start to come loose. The screws, for whatever reason, while shooting, they loosened. The rail got wiggly, and that's a problem for obvious reasons. Zero, also, if you just don't want your stuff flying off. It seemed like the screws were just hand tightened and not hand tightened well, so when I got home from the range, I just screwed them in and it was perfectly fine. In fact, went to the range again and no problems there. So it's actually it's quite nice. So it just seems like incompetence at the factory was what that was, and for such a cheap gun, quality control issues like that are a problem. So keep that in mind, kind of like the Radical that I bought. When you buy these cheap guns, one of the biggest reasons they are so cheap is because there's no test firing. There's none of these big quality control things that companies like BCM or Knights Armament or LMT have, where they will test fire it, they'll make sure everything's working, they'll make sure there's no imperfections. These guns, there's not really that. So keep in mind, I could have caught a unicorn here. Now let's talk about the gun. So, this gun is fucking amazing. There we go. This can run birdshot damn near perfectly. You can mag dump with it, and you won't have a problem. In fact, I'll put up a clip of it now. I was running Estate, Target, Dove, and Game Load birdshot for the birdshot trials. I did also run some Remington birdshot, which I don't know what was going on with that, but it was spitting some fireballs. I will put up a video of that as well. The birdshot, it had no fucking problem with it. It just ran. It ran. Not a single, well, there was 2 jams of the shells, although you can very loosely call them jams. I don't know what you would call it. It's like it tried to eject, and then the spent shell, in fact, I have a spent shell right here. It's like it went down in there, and I would have to turn the gun over and get it to spit it out. So, there was that, but other than that, out of 300 rounds of birdshot, absolutely no problem. The other 200 was buckshot, which, as you can expect, buckshot, it's Winchester Super X Buckshot, the same buckshot everyone else uses because of how good it is. As you can expect, I had absolutely no problems. None at all, in fact. Those all cleared the gun perfectly. I could rapid fire with them. I could take my time. I was mainly mag dumping into trash, but for a while I did have a target to shoot at. And the Zolasy was actually perfect for that with the Donut of Death, because the spread would go directly into the circle at the range I was shooting of 25 meters. Which I should mention, you can't see it because it's soaked with carbon. I haven't cleaned it yet. But there is a choke in there. I'm running the choke. This gun, believe it or not, comes with 3 chokes, which it absolutely blew my mind. It's really, really nice of them to include that. You get 3 chokes with them of varying diameter, and it's really good. I was going to bring home the target to show you guys, or even take a picture, but quite frankly, I'm not running slugs, so we're not concerned about accuracy right now. Also, I mean, I got kind of a picture of it. There wasn't much left of the there wasn't much left of the target. So this is very reliable shotgun, even out of the box. Even during the break-in period, barely had any problems, other than those 2 birdshot jams. It's quite nice. The trigger is also real nice. So look, we're empty. We'll check the tube too. Look, empty there. All right. So we have like maybe half a fucking millimeter of creep. And then it's a really crisp break. I'd say around maybe 3 to 4 pounds, somewhere between there. So it's good. Like, it's not competition fast, but it's a really nice trigger. It is a like duty weight. You could use this as a duty gun if you want. Granted, I'm not law enforcement. I'm not military, but it is really, really nice. And as you can see from the clips, I got pretty decently fast. I need to work on it. I'm not very good with shotguns, admittedly. But even despite that, it's held up. Arguably, the birdshot jams could be because I wasn't holding it properly. Like, I'm not trying to be a simp, but it's fucking nice. I mean, everything wrong I've had with this, I feel more like it's my fault than the gun's fault. That's how nice it is, except for optic rail. Optic rail pissed me off. You just got a simple push through safety, and you get your decocker up here. Nothing too much. You got the breacher stock. It's got an adjustable cheek pad, but for whatever reason in the US, the actual stock, you can't adjust. I don't know why that is. So, it's absolutely held up. No slugs put in it yet. I'm going to have to do that during the next portion of the review whenever I do a 1,000 round review for the next benchmark. But either way, the thing's really, really good. Let's answer the question you've all been waiting for. Would I recommend it? Absolutely yes. I would 100% recommend buying this gun, taking it out, shooting it. Would make it, like, for the price point, it's really fucking good. Would I advise putting this many accessories on it? I don't know. It depends on how much you like it. But realistically, I guess one of the charm factors is it being cheaper. If it breaks, you're not really paying that much to buy a new one. I got mine for only $300. So normally around $350, but I got mine for $300 on a sporting outdoors superstore, whatever it's called, during a sale. So it's really fucking nice. It's really comfortable, really pleasant. The recoil could be better. It's not as soft as a Benelli, but it really helps mitigate it, especially with the butt pad. You won't be disappointed. It makes a really good budget or even mid-tier combat shotgun, especially a semi-auto. This thing will do whatever you need, and they got a bunch of different stock configurations. So if you like the traditional stock instead of the pistol grip, you can do that. So this has been Krayons. I'm gonna go take a shower because I'm fucking filthy. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.